You are listening to Single Smart Female. This is Jen, explaining the possibilities in your love life and examining your mantourage dating experiences. I am here to help you do life and love on your terms by tipping the scales of love permanently in your favor. So don't forget to text this episode to all of your single smart girlfriends. And let's get started.
Single smart female. It is Jen, your romantic fairy godmama, coming to you today with a single smart female listener question. Now, this listener question comes all the way from Chicago, Illinois. And it's from Miss Previously Obsessed and Currently Thriving. I like that name, by the way. She is age 34. That is 34. Okay. Dear Jen, is it okay to have someone in your entourage who doesn't match your commitment desires, or is this a sign that he's got to go? I'm not sleeping with any men that I am dating, although I do really look forward to seeing one guy in particular. There are some great guys in the mix. He has said he is not looking for anything serious or committed in terms of a relationship. I said that is a deal breaker for me to go forward with intimacy, which he understood and respect. However, he is still pursuing me, and we have been talking often on the phone and hanging out basically as friends. Am I kidding myself that he might change his mind and seek commitment? Am I wasting my time that could be spent on myself and others? Or should I have fun and let it all play out? Also, I'm falling for this guy. It feels like a slippery slope if we don't want the same thing at the end of the day. All right, so I love this question. It is a really strong question with some great nuance to it that I want to dive into because it's not a straightforward answer, although most people would tell you, absolutely not. Don't date a man who doesn't match your destination desires. I, on the other hand, feel very differently, but I have a bunch of stuff to add to that piece of feeling very differently. So listen very careful, ladies. Take notes if you need to. All right. Number one, there is a difference. And when I teach mantourage dating in the Secret Society of Adored Women and with my private clients, there is a difference between a man that is in your mantourage and a man you decide to get into a long-term relationship with. Now, what's the big difference? Well, the criteria changes. The criteria for a man that is in your mantourage is somebody that you enjoy spending time with, somebody that treats you really well. And that's the most basic criteria. Now, to get into a relationship with somebody, well, they obviously have to have your destination desires as well. And it's a more tiered and a lot higher criteria for you to actually agree to be in a relationship with this person. But to qualify for your mantourage, you can include anybody that you really want to that treats you really well and you love spending time with. Bottom line. Now, there are some nuances to that I work with. Like, for instance, I do have ladies sometimes that have a bunch of those guys, and none of them really feel like long-term potential, but they all treat her very well. Sometimes you'll have to rearrange things and make space, but that's a case-by-case scenario. Okay, now with that said, in order for this to be successful, you have to understand that it's absolutely imperative that you make a mindset shift on top of an action shift into my world of being an adored woman. This is not an easy task to date somebody, especially when you really like them, and include them in your mantourage and resist the temptation to hyper focus on them. So this is where it becomes very necessary for you to understand a few things about the adored woman world. Now, here's the thing. These are three tenets. There's several tenets of the adored woman world, but these are three that are very important, especially around this idea of dating somebody specific. Number one, an adored woman, above all, knows and understands that the universe or her higher power has her back romantically. Okay? Number 2, she understands that everything going on with him is 100% about figuring out what she really wants. And that includes all the men in your entourage. This is about an adored woman's romantic opportunities, not his. Number 3, she knows if it doesn't work out with this man, it is because the universe or her higher power is working madly behind the scenes to bring true love into her life. Now, let that all soak that in for just a second, because these are very powerful tenets that can drastically change the way you date and actually open up the possibilities in your mantourage. Because mantourage is about you exploring who you are romantically. And I know a lot of women think that they already know, but I'm calling bullshit. Most of you really have no clue because you've never truly experienced things from this perspective, from this way of being, from this mindset, from this energy shift, from this action shift, from all of these different things that you need to actually take on in order for everything to open up to you and for you to be handed the keys to the queendom, so to speak. Okay? So take that in for just a second. Now, this is stuff when I have women who work with me in the Secret Society of Adored Women. This is and my private clients as well. I'm there for you to help you avoid the hyperfocus. I'm there for you for the accountability. I'm there for you to make sure that you are treating the men that are treating you the way that you want to be treated, giving them priority versus hyper-focusing on the man who you feel something below the belt for more so than anybody else, okay? Because those are important pieces to not hyper-focusing, and for you, for the universe and your higher power to deliver you everything you've ever wanted romantically. And most women, I'll be honest, don't have the discipline to do that. Why? Because we are creatures of path of least resistance. And this is a habit most of us, we've never been taught and we never really truly do and engage in. So I have to say I'm very proud of you that you have some awesome men in the mix, but you're only allowed to include him if you prioritize the men that are treating you the best, okay? Yes, I do want to tell you a story, and this is not uncommon in my world, but I don't want you to hang your adored woman hat on it, so to speak, because I'm not telling you that this is absolutely the rule. This is something that happens with women who really honor this and what I've just told you, and things can open up. But see, I'm a little concerned with something that you said, but I'm going to share it with you anyway, okay? But I'm a little concerned with something, am I kidding myself that he might change? You very well might be kidding yourself. I am not guaranteeing you. Honestly, when a man tells you something at the beginning, you should honor where he's at, and you should also honor where you're at, okay? And you are a woman who wants a committed relationship, so understand if you're dating him, it's not under the pretense that he's going to change. Is there an opportunity for him to change? Yeah, absolutely. Men change all the time for women that they adore. But if you go in expecting it, you're setting yourself up for failure. What you have to do is go in and honor the system, the beauty of the system of the mantourage, and again, focus on the men that are treating you the way that you want to be treated, and only step into a relationship with somebody who has the same destination goals as you do. If you step into a relationship with somebody, an exclusive relationship with somebody who, let's say he decides, but you really want marriage, and he says, absolutely no fucking way, I don't recommend that relationship for you. Can you enjoy him meanwhile and include him in your mantourage? Absolutely. If he changes his mind someday, great. Should you avoid another amazing man because you're waiting on him? No, that's called hyperfocus, okay? And that shit will ruin your life indefinitely if you allow it to happen. How do I know? Because I used to do that shit all the time, on repeat. All the time, on repeat. Okay. So, I know you didn't ask this exactly because first off, you said you said you are falling for this guy, and it feels like a slippery slope. So I am led to believe, just being the amazing romantic fairy godmama that I am, that you are very close to actually sleeping with him. And I'm going to keep telling you ladies over and over again, I would rather you say to somebody, instead of I'm not going to sleep with you, I'm not ready to sleep with you is a much better phrase, or not, don't say anything at all. Why? Because I honestly feel like you're very close to sleeping with this man. And the reason why men press on us is because we invalidate ourselves all the time. We say one thing and we do another. We say I'm not sleeping with you tonight, and then we go home and sleep with him. So, and then we get pissed off at him as if, like we didn't have a choice in the matter. And that's not true. We had that choice. So what I'm going to recommend to you, because I know how that feels, and we feel another level of desperate and needy after we do that, I'm going to recommend to stop saying, I'm not going to sleep with you. And just, if you need to say something, you use the phrase, I'm not ready to sleep with you yet. I'm not there yet. Okay? And if he asks when you're going to be, you tell him, I don't know. I have no idea at this point. Okay? And leave it at that. You don't owe him any explanation beyond that. But I do want you to understand something. It is a very advanced skill to sleep with somebody that you really like and not hyper-focus and fall for him. It's a really fucking advanced skill, and I don't necessarily recommend it. I want women to have all the sexual experiences that they want with whomever they want, but on the same time, I want to protect your heart. I want to protect that feeling of crazy all the time where we just feel like a lunatic and out of control. And most women know exactly what I am talking about. And that's when we do stupid shit and we push guys away when we didn't really need to, because we become all desperate, needy, and clingy just because we're not honoring our own sexual time frame. So really consider that. It's a very advanced skill to sleep with a man that you really like and not hyper-focus. And if you do go into that situation, you have to look at it, especially after he's already told you that he doesn't want a commitment. You have to go look at it, if you do decide to sleep with him, as having an amazing sexual experience, a beautiful sexual experience. But that doesn't mean on any level that it's going to result in a commitment. Can it? Yes. Don't fucking bank on it. Okay? Now, finally, this is so important. I can't say this enough. Again, I mostly encourage doing stuff like this when you're working with me because I am there to help you with the nuance. I know all the pitfalls. I know what happens. I know when to pull you back. I know when to press you forward. I know when to do all those things. And it's what I'm really, really good at. But if you're going to take this on your own, I want to tell you something. This is incredibly important. First off, I want you to go to mantouragedating.com and get my free 3-day class and go through some of that information first to help set you up better in this situation. But if you find yourself feeling loony, hyper-focusing, not giving guys an actual opportunity, make sure you stop right there and pull the fuck back. You have to be willing to admit when something that you are doing is not working for you, okay? If we can't admit those things in life, we're going to screw ourselves over and over again. And that's the last thing I want for you. I want you to enjoy mantourage dating. And you can when you can admit to yourself, say this particular man, I just can't handle dating him because of this. Of course, ladies, if there's somebody you really want to date and you need help with them, you have to be willing to, build a mantourage, and you want to do it with me, I definitely can help you. But if you're going to do it on your own, be willing to admit quickly that it's not working, and do not let yourself set up the habit of hyperfocus and then try to pretend that your love life is never going to work out when all it is you self-sabotaging. Okay? Really important. I'm very excited about the possibility here. Yes, it's definitely okay to have somebody in your mantourage that does not match your commitment desires, but you have to honor who you are, where you are, and not allow yourself to go into the very slippery slope of hyperfocus that can turn into obsession, that can make you feel shitty about dating. And by the way, ladies, this is the main reason women hate dating, is because they're so bad at avoiding hyperfocus. But hyperfocus, it's just a habit that you establish. And if you're willing to open yourself up to another way of being, an adored way of being, it's going to be game changing. come see me at mantouragedating.com for that free class.
Okay, lover girl, it's time for the final thought on today's show. A man in your mantourage and a man you decide to be in an exclusive relationship with have different tiers of criteria. The purpose of your mantourage is to give you the absolute best options in men for when you decide to be in an exclusive relationship. Hey, lover girl, don't forget to subscribe to the show in your favorite podcast app, as well as share this episode with all of your single smart girlfriends. And if you are tired of craptastic dates, craptastic men, and meh or fizzle out fast romantic experiences, then meet me over at secretsocietyofadoredwomen.com to schedule your application interview to work with me directly. Secret Society of Adored Women is a very special and close to my heart, way beyond the podcast, opportunity to completely reinvent your dating and love life as it is happening. It's your love life makeover year, where you can tell shitty dating experiences and shitty men to kiss your hot ass forever. Secret Society is you having your real life romantic fairy godmama at your fingertips instead of ever wasting another moment trying to figure it out on your own or on one-size-fits-all crap advice about men, dating, and love. These are the additional pieces that I won't reveal on the podcast or in public. We are going to cover all the ins and outs of mantourage dating, leaving nothing untouched, and I am going to work with you directly to customize the experience to get everything you want out of life and love. But none of this means anything to your love life until you take the small step of courage by scheduling your application interview at secretsocietyofadoredwomen.com. Procrastination is the exclusive killer of all dreams, especially in your love life. It's time to get your dating and love life in order. It's definitely time to stop pretending you enjoy half-ass dating and love experiences, but most of all, it's absolutely the right time to develop your mantourage and let me help you create everything you want romantically.